Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the concept of MAC layer, and we will be again discussing the channelization protocols, guys, because these things are in our syllabus book clearly that we should go through them. Okay, yes. So before going through medium access control, I want to just inform you that please, if possible, once revise OSI model, guys. So it will take around 10 to 15 minutes, right? At max, there is also video available on our channel. If I want, I'll be just adding it in the playlist so that you can check it once. Okay, yes. So please check it once and revise it, guys, because there is a sudden chance that in mobile computing they might even ask the OSI model, right? Yes. So that is the reason why please cross check it once. Okay, so in our syllabus they mentioned about MAC layer, and in MAC layer also they specifically mentioned about channelized protocols. So I'll be going through the introduction about MAC layer, and then we'll be moving on to the channelization protocols like SDMA, FDMA, TDMA, CDMA. Okay, yes. So first let us start with the medium access control. So medium access control, MAC layer. So if you recall, in OSI model, in second layer we will be having this MAC layer as a sub layer, right? Yes. So medium access control layer is the sub layer of a data link layer of the open system interconnection, that is nothing but a OSI model, reference model for data transmission. Okay, so it is inner slash sub layer. So it is inner or sub layer of data link layer. So to avoid collision of data, we go for MAC layer. So basically, if two users or two devices are sending the data at the same time, there is a high chance of collision, right? So to avoid that, to avoid these kind of collisions, we will be using the concept of MAC layer. So basically in MAC layer, we are having random access protocols, control access protocols, channelization protocols. Guys, I am saying clearly, we have already discussed all these topics in two subjects, I think so. So I am sure about data communication, we discussed all these in detail, and I think we also discussed in computer networks, guys. So if you want to revise them, you can just revise them once in data communication, guys. Okay, so I am not going to add all these videos into the playlist and make this mobile computing playlist as data communication. So you just cross check them once, guys. If you want, I can provide them in the description. I'll be looking into it, guys. Okay, yes. Okay, so these are all the possible methods which can be used, and the popular methods in mobile computing are nothing but the channelization protocols, that is nothing but SDMA, FDMA, TDMA and CDMA. Okay, yes. So in this lecture we'll be discussing about the space division multiplexing. We will also discuss about the frequency division also, guys. Okay, so we'll be discussing about two division multiplexings. So if you recall, so these things sounds a bit similar, right? Yes. So these space division multiplexing is almost same to space division. Okay, space division multiplexing is a similar, guys. So this is multiple access, guys. Sorry, I think I'm saying multiplexing, right? Yes. So these things are similar to multiplexing, guys. Almost the concept is same. So that is the reason why almost the answers will also look similar, 100% similar, to be clear, right? Yes. So space division multiplexing. So I'll be just going through an overview, guys, because we already know the concept of these space division, time division, frequency division and code division. So I'll be just going through an overview here. If you want to revise them, you can just go back in the same playlist. You can find the videos, guys. Okay. So code division multiplexing will be there. So here it is nothing but multiple access. The same, just M is changed. Okay. Yes. So space division multiple access, SDMA, is used for allocating a separate space to user. So here we are dividing the whole space with respect to users. So if there are 6 users and if we are having 3 spaces, whenever a user needs it, we will be assigning it. So whenever a user's work is done, we will be again freeing this and we can assign that particular slot for someone else. So this assigning the slots is nothing but the space. So here that slot is nothing but the space. So here we are assigning the space. So that's why it is called as space division multiple access. Okay. So a typical application involves assigning an optimal base station to a mobile phone user. Okay, so basically assume that your mobile phone user is traveling from one place to another place. So in that situation, he needs to, and he's on a call. So in that situation, his stations, guys, we'll be discussing about these base stations and all those things in the next unit, guys, when we are discussing about GSM and all those things. So for now, base station, assume it as our tower, cell tower will be having it, right? So assume that as our base station. So this will be having a particular radius, right? Yes. So whenever you travel from one base station to another base station, that is nothing but one cell tower area to another cell tower area. So you will be allocated some space in that particular tower because you are using that tower indirectly for communication, right? Yes. So in this way, that particular tower's whole space, in some space, is allocated to you. So in this way, in mobile computing, it is used. Okay. So the mobile phone may receive several base stations with different qualities. Okay, so typically SDMA is never used in isolation but always in combined with one another. So basically this space division multiplexing cannot be used, guys, because we cannot give a particular space base station for a single user, right? Yes, so that is the reason why with SDMA we'll be giving with frequency or with time division or something. So if you talk with respect to our phone calls, we'll be giving with respect to time. So basically per time will be charged, right? So if you talk a call with your friend for 1 hour, you'll be given this much of charge amount, you need to pay it. So in that way, with respect to time, there it is divided. Okay, yes, and even with the time, again internally with frequency is also divided. So basically you are talking in a different frequency, and so assume that A is communicating with B and C is communicating with D. Here A and C are communicating with their friends in different frequencies. They are not using the same frequency. Here in reality, in phone calls, everything is applied, guys. Like space division, frequency division and time division. Okay, yes. Okay, so typically SDMA cannot be solely applied, so it needs some friend to be applied. Okay, so this basis for the SDMA algorithm is formed by cells and secretizing the antennas. Okay. So I hope everyone got some basic idea about this CDMA concept, right? Yes. So let us continue with the frequency division multiplexing. So I'll be using this, frequency division multiple access. I'm getting multiplexing only, guys. Sorry for that. Okay. So I'll be using the same page or the same theory which I have used in multiplexing, guys. Okay. So in FDMA, so here we will be writing MA, multiple access. All users use the same common channel at the same time for full time. So basically here we are dividing frequency, guys, not time. Okay, so but they are allocated different frequencies. So if one guy is communicating at 99.7, the other guy will be communicating at 99.4. So this is communicating with one more friend who is using 99.7, and this guy is communicating with one more friend. So this is a friend batch and this is a friend batch. Okay, yes. So based on those frequencies, we are dividing them. Okay, so the bandwidth is divided among the users, not the time. So this is possible. So there is a possibility of crosstalk here. Okay, so while drawing in exam, please draw gap, guys. I forgot when I am drawing these, I forgot there should be a God band, guys. So this gap is called as a God gap or God band. So some band will be left out. So if these guys are using 99.4, assume this band is 99.5. For these guys, they will be applying 99.6. So in this way, there will be some space between them to avoid crosstalks. Okay. Yes. So your question will be, what is this crosstalk? So crosstalk is nothing but the mixing of signals of one to another. So that concept is nothing but crosstalk. So to avoid that, we'll be using this God bands, guys. Okay. Yes. So I hope everyone got some basic idea on this. So in the next lecture, we'll be continuing with the TDMA and CDMA, guys. Guys, in CDMA, we'll be going a bit depth, guys, because here we'll be discussing how the internal coding will be done and how encoding, how decoding will be done. Okay. So I hope everyone will be attending the next lecture also. Okay, so in the next lecture, we'll be discussing about time division multiplexing. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.